Hello Team S&G and welcome to this week's update, or should I say this month's update. First off, hopefully everyone enjoyed the holidays and got some time off and really had a great Christmas and New Year's. I know I've been away for a while, but it's just been kind of a busy time of the year for myself. So anyways, I'm back. We got a few things to go over, just a couple of the best practices or reminders for 2015. 2014 was kind of a crazy year for S&G. We invested back into the company. We did a lot of things like the van rollout, the shop at home, the new websites. We increased our advertising. We got on television. We doubled the size of our carpet inventory. We got about 10 or 12 more stock laminates. We really got into the luxury vinyl plank market. What else? Redid some remodels in the stores with new paint colors, changed some lighting, changed some display floors, rolled out some new carpet samples, just all kinds of stuff. So we are poised to have a fabulous and awesome 2015. It was kind of like 2014. We knew the economy was getting better. Home prices are going up again. Interest rates are stabilized. Unemployment numbers are dropping. All indicators, stock market going up. The price of oil coming down, the price of gas going down. So a lot of really good indicators that mean that the floor covering, people will be reinvesting into their homes. They're going to have more money to spend because their homes are worth more and their expenses are down because of the oil situation. So we're expecting for 2015 to be a banner year. We've got a lot of new employees that we put in place, gearing up, getting ready for 2015, and boom, here we are, almost halfway through by the time you see this video. So, hey, couple reminders about the 2015 policies, which they're the same as the 2014. But if you're new to the company, it's always nice to have that reminder. And if you've been with the company a long time, sometimes it's nice to have a little reminder. So here we go. First off, any order to become an order, right? We go out, we do a measure, everything's in the quote form. But to become an actual order, we need a 50% deposit, okay? No exceptions. Somebody comes in, it's the last day of the sale, and they want to hold the pricing, and they give you a 20 or 25% deposit. Great. Put that deposit, put it in the quote form, and then just tell them simply that, once you've decided I need the other 20 or 25% or 30%, whatever it is, to get to a 50% deposit, and then we can convert it from the quote into a job. Okay, so 50% deposit required. Your store managers will be checking that on a daily basis. So if you're not getting a 50% deposit, they're going to kick it out, give it back to you, say put it back in the quote form, hold on to it until you get the 50%. Okay, that is an S&G policy. It's the way it is. Okay, number 2, central purchasing. You have to be using it. Okay, it's there for a reason. It saves you a bunch of time. It makes sure that everything is updated, ordered properly, and it helps eliminate a bunch of errors, believe it or not. So, use central purchasing. Okay? Number 3, sample checkouts. Obviously, we get tons and tons of customers coming in every day, every week, every month, right? If we give out just bunches of samples to everybody, you're going to have nothing to sell, right? So, we only allow customers to take 3 samples and let them check them out for 2 days. Okay? Now that's kind of the law of scarcity. Okay? If you're doing your job well, you should be able to narrow that focus down to a consumer for only 3 samples, let them borrow them for 2 days, and then either an estimator or in-home sales consultant can pick them up when they're out doing a measure, or they have to bring them back to the store. Okay, and the reason why we do that is we cannot get enough samples or make enough samples if we're not getting them back from the customers. And I could bet you I could go into certain stores right now, go through your stock laminate selection, and you're missing samples. You're out of business on those products. I guarantee you. If I go to the carpet racks, they should all be full, but you go through your carpet racks, especially the popular ones, and half of the good colors are missing. And if you don't get them back, basically that's a dead rack to you. You can't sell out of it. So your samples are the tools of your trade. If you're not getting them back, if you're not telling the customer that these are really, really important to you and you need them back in 2 days, you're not doing your job. And think about it this way. You're empowering the customer to take these samples home with no charge. All we need is their name, address, phone number, and the promise, their verbal commitment to you that they're going to return them in 2 days. Most stores don't do that. Most stores don't even let you borrow samples, and if they do, they want $100 or $150 deposit. Okay? We're not like most stores. We're treating customers the way we would want to be treated, with respect, with dignity, and honesty. But you need to tell them how important those samples are to you and that they are the tools that you need to sell the next customer. So make sure you're putting the proper amount of importance to the samples when you let the customer take them home. Okay? Fair enough. Number 4, cash move. Obviously now we're on the block system. We have 2-hour blocks for estimates. Those are the time slots that you have to book by. Okay? There is no like rounding off an hour or cutting back a half hour, things like that. Those are the start times on the estimates. Now granted, if you're doing a whole house of wood and carpet or laminate, or it's really big, or there's a long drive, you're going to need to block 2 slots, obviously. Okay? But let's say there's a slot open for a 2 o'clock start. You should not write in 2:45 or 3 o'clock. They should either get the 2 o'clock slot or the 4 o'clock slot. Okay? Otherwise, we're going to be wasting measuring blocks, which is, again, a detriment to everyone else on the team, as well as our other potential customers or clients that want measures. Okay? So make sure you're using the block times appropriately. Okay? This one's a new policy. If you have a job cancel on you and the material is already in the store, obviously it happens all the time. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed, whatever. If you take material back, obviously we know what happens. But what we're trying to do is find that material, return it to the manufacturer, or put it out to sell it. What's currently happening is people are taking material back or jobs are canceling, and I think people are embarrassed or they're afraid they're going to get in trouble. So we don't find it until we do inventory, which we do inventory at the end of December, and we find all these pieces that have been canceled through the whole year. And the truth of the matter is they're pieces that we could have sold 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 9 months ago if we had known about it. So going forward, we're going to have a policy. If you have a cancellation or take some material back, you have to let 2 people know. Your head warehouse person, if you're a stocking store or have a warehouse person there, and the other person is your customer service manager. We have 4 customer service managers. They're Craig Cabral in the south, we have Hector De La Cruz in the central, we have Wayne Brumfield in the north, along with Will Murphy in the north, or the customer service assistants. There's one in the south, his name is David Yor. There's one in the north, Nick Radijak. You have to make sure that you're printing out copies of that return or that canceled order and giving it to the warehouse people as well as the customer service managers or customer service assistants. That way we'll be sure to get that material out, dispersed, returned, on sale, whatever it is, so that we're not finding it at the end of the year in inventory. Okay? So help us with that. We know jobs cancel for whatever reason. It's a fact of life. It's part of the business. But the sooner we know about it, the easier it is for us to deal with it. Okay? Last thing to remind you about. Obviously, we have our 2015 kickoff meeting is January 14th. It's this coming Wednesday after we close. And that is basically for all the inside or in-home sales consultants, formerly the estimators, flooring consultants, anybody that works in the store. Costco is going to have their own kickoff meeting, as will the warehousemen. So warehousemen won't be at this one at Wednesday. There's going to be a separate one for the warehouse guys as well as the outside sales guys. Okay? Excuse me. Now, we got to do something real exciting. Excuse me. I'm fighting a cold, so I need a drink of water here. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to recognize the top writers from January. We actually got a whole page of people to recognize. So, excuse me. Okay, the top writers, January. In Almaden, it was Gabriella, led the way, 51,000. Veronica in Cupertino had a really nice month, 62,000. Good job, Veronica. Julie in Elk Grove was a top writer with sales of 62,000. Another solid December. Bill in Pleasanton. Bill had sales of 66,000 plus, so nice job, Bill. In Rancho Cordova, it was Brian. I think this is Brian's first time leading the whole pack in Rancho, so well done, Brian. Had sales over 59,000. Scott, excuse me, Scott in Rockland led the way with sales over 63,000, so solid month for Scott. but John was the top rider in the company. John out of Santa Clara. Sales 109,000 in December. That's a phenomenal, awesome month. So well done, John. We had 3 people hit the fourth quarter bonus. John in Santa Clara got $600. Julie out of Elk Grove got $400, and Travis out of Rockland also got $400. So congratulations to you 3. And then we had the top riders for 2014. I want to recognize those people. The first one, Bill Spergassi out of the Pleasanton store, broke $934,000. Awesome. In Almaden, we had Gabriella, sales $979,000. Just missed that $1 million year. We had Stephanie in Rockland, did $1,200,000. She just got over that $1 million mark, which is it's a great personal feat. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Stephanie and the goal she had set for herself. But great year. And then we had John led the whole entire company out of Santa Clara. John had sales of $1,160,000. So I applaud all 4 of you. Awesome years. Keep up the good work and keep running hard. Now, the thing I wanted to mention about Stephanie before I go on. Stephanie had come to me early January and said she wanted to be $1 million rider. That was her goal. Stephanie's sales in 2013 were $684,000. And she said, I'm going to be $1 million rider. I want to be $1 million rider. I'm going to focus. I'm going to make it happen. And she did. She increased her sales by 46%. And it was nothing more than just her sheer tenacity and the desire and setting a goal and making it happen, which I'm proud of her. It was awesome. It was great that she did it. I'm anxious to hear what her goal is going to be this year. But, anybody can do it if you get your mind right and you make it happen. So, as I tell the store managers, you have to do the work. You got to do the follow-up. You got to stay on your open orders. You got to stay on the orders that are sold, being ready to be installed. You just have to give great customer service, and you too can be $1 million rider. One other thing I tell my wife and told Stephanie, stay focused. Don't get caught up at the drama at the front counter and who's doing what and who's this and all that stuff. And I want to be the team mom or I want to be involved in everybody's personal business. It just costs you time, takes away your energy, and keeps you from being one of those top producers. So stay focused, stay the course, do the work, and you too, I guarantee you, can be $1 million rider if you really put your mind to it. Okay? And the last thing I wanted to touch base on, where I'm going way over, is the first quarter goal for the flooring consultants. We added another level. So if you write $235,000 plus, you get a $200 bonus during the first quarter. If you write $250,000 plus, you get $400. And then if you're a $282,000 rider during the first quarter, you cap out and you get $600. So either, you make it on one side, 1, 2, or 3, but you can earn an extra $200, $400, or $600 for the first quarter by writing $235, $250, or $282. So hopefully we have a bunch of people do it. We're out of the gates really quick so far. January, the first couple weeks, is looking very, very strong in all the stores. So keep up the good work, guys, and we'll see you around the stores. Take care, everybody, and Happy New Year, and welcome 2015. This is the year of S&G. Take care. Bye-bye.